This has been in the news. Rumors of it have been percolating for a little while. Now, a little bit of it is trickling out again. Heavyweight force Deontay Wilder will fight in the Middle East this year after agreeing to a deal with Saudi Arabian investors. That's according to Eddie Hearn, the promoter hoping to add his fighter Anthony Joshua into the mix. Hearn is looking to secure a similar deal to Wilder for AJ so that the pair can trade blows by the end of the year. Hearn explained where the negotiations stand. He added that Dillian White is the current alternative if Joshua cannot get the same contract as Wilder. On Wilder's agreement, Hearn said his recent trip to the region was to secure an astounding purse. Hearn clarified what may happen if Joshua rejects the Saudi deal. We're in negotiations to fight in Saudi in December. Everything around that will lead us to the decision about July or probably the first week of August. First of all, I want to talk about all of this continues to buy up. They have plenty of money to throw at sports, and I remember back in the day when MMA fighting wasn't even legal in the USA yet. Saudi Arabia in the Middle East was a destination for these athletes who were trying to make some money, good money, and basically stand up a sport from nothing. Now, boxers and the sport of boxing, which has always been a mainstay, is now going to the Middle East to earn big money, and everyone, the big names, Anthony Joshua, Fury, Usyk, Deontay Wilder, all of them want to get in on this action. What does it say about where boxing itself is headed? Is it in danger of losing its identity? Because some have said the same thing about golf, with Live Golf now being a major rival to the PGA. And I think if you ask people who are outside of the Middle East, they still have a lot of problem with the idea of the Middle East just throwing money into sports to take over.
See, at the end of the day, we cannot separate investment and enterprise from sports. We can't. As a matter of fact, that's the reason why most sportsmen get into the game in the first place, to make money, to leverage on the lucrative nature of the game, right? So I don't think complaining about the money put in, the processes that lead to making more money, rather than, remember when Anthony Joshua lost his first boxing, people touted to the fact that he sold the fight, not necessarily that he was beaten, because people were saying probably boxing is now becoming diluted with the fact that money is more important, the ticketing, viewership, and all those broadcasting rights. But I don't think so. I just feel we can't separate enterprise from sports.
Well, I don't disagree with you. My worry, though, is that if you look at boxing right now, there's now this culture of celebrity boxing where people who are not traditional boxers, influencers, are taking over the idea of boxing. And the pot for the average boxing bout in that particular arena is a lot larger than the pot for lesser well-known names in boxing. Sure, we know the Anthony Joshuas. We know that bouts like that, those are going to bring in $100 million that is going to be shared. Famously, Mayweather used to walk away with roughly $100 to $200 million from fighting. And he marketed himself very well. He wasn't the average boxer. So when you consider that there's this level of push towards more flashy, more heavily watered down with finances style of boxing. When actual boxers start to travel to the Middle East for bouts that have nothing to do with the traditional form of the sport, but mostly it's there to just entertain some sheikhs, doesn't that harm the integrity of the sport itself?
I don't think it does. Although I get your point and I see the perspective you're coming from, but I don't think it does because every sport have the exhibition part of it. It's not like every single boxing bout is going to the Middle East for entertainment or recreation. It's just selected ones and the ones that will garner PR and enough. I don't know if you stumbled on that headline where Anthony Joshua said he wants to finish boxing hale and hearty. That he doesn't want to finish boxing and have one issue or the other. And when I saw that news, when I read the article, it kind of gave me a different perception to how he has been fighting. Probably he has been having the mindset that I really don't want to injure myself. I really want to go all in into the sport. Like the likes of Mike Tyson did, like the likes of Pochfetin did, like the likes of Muhammad Ali did. Yeah. Of course, Muhammad Ali suffered towards the end of his life. But I understand your point that the art is dying. Still, we can't take away the exhibition. Before this season started in football, PSG traveled all the way to Saudi Arabia to play Ronaldo and Al Ahly's team, combined 11 team, just for exhibition purposes. As a matter of fact, somebody bought a VIP seat in that stadium for over £1.something million. One seat. So it exists in sports and we can't take it away. But we should always lay more emphasis when the big boys come to fight. Because when the likes of Fury, when the likes of this guy from Russia or Ukraine, this guy from Ukraine, when he gets into the bout, they don't think about the money. They box. And those are the people we watch and we enjoy.
Well, you said Usyk is older than Fury, so this is his swan song in a way. He's reaching his peak just now, so he definitely doesn't want to call time just yet. But you might be right about Anthony Joshua. He seems to me, though, that he's more of a pretty boy boxer these days than an all-out brawler.
Yes, I agree with you. That's just I think he just confessed to what we've always been suspecting, the pretty boy boxer. But it still doesn't take away what he has done in boxing because we've watched him fight, we've watched him knock out strong boxers, competitive boxers, but it still didn't take it to the next level. It still didn't give us that expectancy that the 1980s and the 1990s gave us. We also talk about it in football. In fact, there's this rancor about modern football and classic football where everything is now robotic and the system rather than spontaneity and the player profile. So again, it cuts across the sports. It's not just boxing, and we just have to adapt to the times.